All right, SummerSlam has just ended, and honestly, I never would have thought I'd be saying that the two match of the years for WWE is both a Roman Reigns match. For so long, Roman's always been the guy that's, not had the greatest matches, but definitely 2026 CM Punk at WrestleMania, and then tonight with Seth Rollins just blew my mind. It was storyline, drama, suspense, all wrapped into one, and that's the difference, honestly. Like, I know there's a lot of criticism with WWE creative lately, but when they put their big names out there who know how to hook you, they know how to get you invested. And unfortunately, AEW, I feel they put in great in ring, wrestling. I guess they're a great wrestling company, but the drama is second to none. WWE just knows how to make you so invested. They bring back the past. They bring back, little Easter eggs that only if you've been watching for 10 plus years you would understand. And tonight was a perfect example, especially with that main event, how good Roman Reigns really is and how he will probably go down when he retires as definitely one of the greatest of all time. And just to go down the whole show, SummerSlam is great. I think that's first and foremost, considering that there was a lot of speculation, especially with the ticket sales and with creative lately. People didn't really expect much out of SummerSlam, including myself, but having it a two-night event, and I've said it in other videos before, where WWE needed to deliver this SummerSlam. They needed to establish that a two-night event, not being a WrestleMania, needs to be good. And even though the match card was okay at best, maybe good to great, it definitely delivered far past anyone's expectations, in my opinion. And yesterday's show was amazing. It was a lot better than what I expected. The main event was incredible. But tonight, it lived up to the hype with a weaker card on top of that. I wasn't really expecting much to follow yesterday's event. But after, I was even actually debating not watching tonight, considering that I saw the match card and I was like, there isn't anything really I want to go out of my way to see. But I was home about 5:30, so I was about half hour before the show started. And just kicking off the show with Kevin Owens' return, I was like, damn, what a great surprise. And you saw clips of him during the Access or their WWE meet and greet. So you knew something was going to happen. And he was in more than one clip. But having him return like the way he did, didn't expect it at all. Glad he did. And now he's getting thrown right into the title picture, which I think he deserves 100%. So it's good. It's good to see KO back in the mix. You got KO, you have Randy Orton, you have CM Punk, you have Cody Rhodes, you have Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre's missing. I think that's one guy who can really make a difference. So WWE's title picture is looking great. I know they was lacking a little bit for a little while, but I think now they're really starting to get their gears going. And we're approaching almost like the slow end of the WWE. I think after August, you're kind of looking at a little bit of a lull going from August until January, where now your biggest show, second biggest show of the year is done, and now you're kind of building towards the Royal Rumble. And I know Survivor Series is coming up as well, but I don't know. I just think it's good to see that they at least have a direction they're going. You have all new champions all of night two for the most part, and yeah, they're really. I think they're really starting to get their shit together when it comes to what needs to be done going into next year's WrestleMania. Unfortunately, in Saudi Arabia. And then you had Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin. It still baffles me that Baron Corbin's back. He he wasn't one of my favorites at that time, and he's a United States champion. I guess you kind of needed for him to kind of squash a lot of the fan favorites, trying to get himself over as a heel. But eventually, I'm sure Trick Williams is going to beat him again for the title. The women's ladder match surprised me. These women put on a great show. They did spots I never would have expected. Again, callbacks from previous tables, ladders, and chairs matches, calls from previous ladder matches. But I can't say that they put it a half-ass showing. They really went out of their way to put on a great show. There was flips, there was bumps to the outside, bumps on the ladder, something that you never expected from the females. And I think, again, with SummerSlam being as big as it is, they really put out a great show. And then Dominic Mysterio versus Danhausen. Again, nothing crazy here, but a very entertaining match. You had Joe Hendry, you had the mini Hausens, you had JD McDonough, all getting involved, all part of the storyline. And again, the good guy always wins at the end. Chad Gable and Penta. This is a very solid match. One actually that I was looking forward to, considering Gable's kind of coming out party after the El Grande Americano match. But he won the Intercontinental title, which I don't know, I get, but I really enjoyed Penta as a champion. And I just hope that this doesn't like put a stop to Chad Gable, because a lot of times when guys have that chase and then they get the title, Cody Rhodes, for example, things don't always go, to plan afterwards. So hopefully they do something with the belt with him. But the root beer thing at the end, it was they couldn't just let him have his moment. You had to you had to put that root beer ad in there, have him chug a couple root beers like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. But I thought it was a good match as well. And then the main event I talked about, from the opening bell to the ref bump, and it was like a 15-minute ref bump. These You would think the match would have been over a couple minutes into it, but there was so much drama after that ref bump that I was like, man, when's this match gonna end? And it was one of those matches that you didn't want to end. And there was a point where I remember the crowd was just quiet because they were just waiting for the next thing to happen. And yeah, again, probably one of the match of the year, definitely a contender. And we're a little over halfway through the year. And Roman Reigns has two match of the year contenders, which is amazing. He deserves it. I honestly thought he was going to lose at SummerSlam, which a lot of people were saying because his promo was saying that he's here for the summer. Summer's done now. Now we're going into fall time. But I guess Roman's still the champ. And I know he was advertised for Money in the Bank. So who knows what's going to happen. He might even get cashed on at Money in the Bank now that I think about it. Having the winner and having Roman Reigns lose at the next pay-per-view. Sounds about right, but I guess we'll see. But overall, SummerSlam was pretty damn good, I thought, for what it was. Really surprised me how good it was. And maybe my expectation was just low. But we'll see what WWE does next. So let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys